So good morning. It's absolutely scorching day today, absolutely beautiful out there. But today we're going to do something different. I've not done it for a long time and I don't know how I'm going to go about it because my knees are blooming shot. I'm going to do some laminate flooring, completely different to plumbing. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. We are driving out of Manchester a little bit, but kind of looking forward to it. Kind of breaks my week because I've been doing so much plumbing lately. So this is going to be a bit of a change. 49 minutes I'm going to get stuck in traffic to get to the job. You can certainly tell this is posh area. I mean, I went into the service station to put diesel in, right? And they got this whole display of cigars. And then another display, which I didn't video as well, of like bourbons and stuff like that. Just another world, isn't it? Around where I live, they'll have little trinkets and stuff like that. But no, not here. Bourbon, cigars. You know what? Corona plumbers would love it around here because you'll be straight for those cigars. Yeah, I think that is the best option for this install. But if you've got a better way of doing it, just let us know. You know, when you're not doing it all the time, you've got to get your thinking hat on and just think a little bit. We're getting there. I actually don't think we've done too bad today. Prep and setting out and everything took quite a while. So yeah, I don't think we've done bad. I think this was our worst area around the staircase, but we got that done. But that was the worst area to do. And then obviously we had to set out and do my rounded fireplace, set everything out nice and level. So yeah, all in one. Not bad. So basically tomorrow morning first thing, we've got to screed there, but we've got a fast drying screed because quite crappy over there. But yeah, we've got to deal with that tomorrow. That's it for today. That's a wrap. I mean, I'm tired, I'm knackered. Got a few other jobs to do. Got be ripped out. Look at that. Normal hand basin pedestal, and then just box that around that. And then there's that old stopcock there, right? Old drain off. That's gotta go one way or another. And then this is not gonna get tiled for now. This is just gonna get the laminate flooring through. And then I think next year she's going to do all the bathrooms up. For now, I'll say it. So it's the second day that we're coming down to South Manchester. So we're going to carry on the laminate flooring, but that was a long drive to get here. And obviously I stopped at my favorite garage and get myself a coffee. Now I got some snacks. What is this? What we got? I got myself a beef and horseradish baguette. And yeah, I'm going to get stuck into that before I start work. So we got quite a bit done yesterday. We got the most awkward cuts. Honestly, the most awkward cuts was around that staircase. That was quite awful, but we decided that we wanted to do that, so we got all the awkward cuts out the way, and today is mostly sort of straight runs. Got a few awkward cuts, and then the first thing we got to do, just need a sip of coffee. The very first thing we got to do is actually do some screeding. It's like a faucet screed, so a bowl faucet screed, so that will go off within like 40 minutes or so. Oh, that's nice. Especially in weather like this, it will just go off quickly. But yeah, we're gonna get stuck in. I don't know how much filming I'm gonna be able to do, but yeah, yesterday, that did my bloody head in, honestly. Someone was hoovering upstairs, right? But they were moving in every nook and cranny and all the rooms and like the ceilings and the walls and everything. And I was trying to work out all the sizes for my cuts and stuff like that. And I was really doing my head in. You know, I came to one point that I said, look, I can't work like this, right? Because I'm trying to concentrate and all I can hear is this damn industrial hoover going all the time. When you're doing intricate cuts and stuff like that, you're concentrating, and the last thing you want is bloody hoover noise sort of just bothering you all the time. Right, let's hit the road. We got about 5 minutes to get to the job. So yeah, another day. See you there. We're going to use the bowl level fast. That will dry quite quick so that we can get this job done, innit? So it takes about 30 minutes to dry and then 45 minutes roundabout to fully cure so that you can cover it. So it's brilliant stuff. So we can basically screed those edges there, and while that's drying we can finish off this area and this full run here. No point standing about making videos about it. Let's just get stuck in, eh? Don't need much, just to fill in those high spots over there. Just a little bit, just a little bit, like that. I really don't think I'm gonna make you watch me laying laminate flooring all day long. So basically I sped up the process of me laying the laminate flooring. So basically what we're doing is I'm measuring, standards cutting, and I'm laying, and that's the process that we got. And it's a good system, it's working well, everything is going quite fast. But to be honest with you, after a while, my knees are feeling it. I mean, I'm 55 years old and, you know, I've never used knee pads or anything like that. But these days, it sort of seems to be catching up to me and my knees are shot. But I'm determined to get as much done today, so we're just pressing on. I mean, I do have a kneeling mat, which I will get out later in the video and use it because obviously my knees just can't take it anymore. But when you're working, you tend to forget about all that. But let me tell you something. The amount of cuts on this job is absolutely ridiculous. And we're doing like all in one, so we don't have any transitions from any of the areas. It runs all the way through the whole house. Oh well, second day at it. That's it. I'm done for the day, absolutely knackered. My knees are shot. Man, I tell you what, right? When you're young, just wear knee pads. Seriously, regardless what people say to you, regardless how brave you feel, just wear knee pads, because when you get to my age, tell you what, you are going to feel it. Oh yeah, I've got that one, the Rothenberger kneel mat. That's really good. That's good. There you go. We're nearly there. Nearly there. Got to do those cuts, but we're gonna go in there because we're gonna do that toilet, and then yeah, got to do in there. But you know what, done a lot today. I think we got all this area done, all done, that area, trims are setting, and then there, that area. That's the part that I don't really look forward to, but that's all the trims, right? Hate doing trims, hate them. But it's got to be done. I don't know if we're going to do them tomorrow because there's other jobs we need to jump onto. So yeah, maybe we'll start on them, maybe we won't. All depends on how we get all the other jobs done first. Show you something, look at this. Sweet as that, my customer's daughter baked me a little cookie. That is sweet, that is, honestly. I got good customers, brilliant customers. And it's a tasty cookie, I tell you that. Very nice. Right, I shall see you tomorrow. Good morning, we at it again. Our third day coming to Alderley Edge to finish off the laminate flooring. Well, we've got other bits and pieces to do as well. So we've got some plumbing to do. That's going to be exciting, isn't it? Hopefully, if everything arrives today, because we ordered some stuff. So basically, we got plumbing to do. We got the beading around the flooring to finish. What else have we got? Well, I've got organized to install a condenser pro because I've done like a small short of a boiler installation that went in about 10-12 days ago, and I mean the condensate is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they left it. So right, customer, she asked me to fix it, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to order condensate pro kit and redo that. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen today. It won't. No, it just won't happen today. We'll have to come back for that, which is a pity because it's a long distance just to come and do a condensate. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we got like an old drain off stopcock that we got to sort of take out because that's just sticking out the floor. And yeah, it's not going to stay there. So that's got to come out. That's got to come out. Oh yeah, that's nice. All lovely. This coffee is really nice, actually. And it's not like your typical coffee. It's much cheaper. And then what we got? Look at this, right? Look at this. We're just like smashing it today. Yeah, we're so hungry. Yeah, so hungry. Food places are far in between, so basically we just stock up for the day. Yeah, we got a egg salad baguette. Stan's got himself also egg salad baguette. So we're going to be sharing one of the egg salad baguettes. Stan's got one egg salad baguette. And then I've got the beef and horseradish again because it's absolutely awesome. Really like it. And it's reduced. You see, it's reduced. Yeah, there. £2. Reduced to £2. Why? Because we're poor, innit? We are poor. We're poor. So we got to save money wherever we can. Because we don't make that much money, do we, Stan? No. No. We work our backsides off and we don't make that much money. And you know what? I'm not as popular as other social media plumbers that are raking it in. I'm not. I don't rake it in. So yeah. But let's get to work and earn some more money. Right, I just thought I'm going to sneak in this little demonstration on how I finish my Scotia beadings by the door frames. So look, take the advice, don't take the advice, is completely up to you. This is how I do it.
Like that or like that?
Now, by no means am I mocking anybody because obviously it's all got to do with time and money. But to me, I think if you just take a little bit of pride, then you can achieve a much better finish. Now, doing this, there's only two downfalls. The one is the time it takes to do it, which is compensated by pride and having a nice, neat job. And then the second is working with rubbish. Because basically, no matter what you do when you cut these Scotia beadings, the film around them is paper, really thin paper, and it never looks 100% neat. So now all we got to do is trim that. And really the reason why I glue it first and then trim it afterwards is you don't want to be holding such a small piece on the chop saw and trimming it.
Now, if you ask me, I think that looks much neater to have it like that.
I think that looks much better. And I'd like to hope that it's going to last a bit longer without having that edge exposed. But yeah, if you are doing Scotia trims or quadrant trims, returning them like that actually makes a massive difference to the look. So all we got left to do to neaten that up is just caulk that area. And there you go. That looks like a nice neat job. I'm sure there's a lot of silicone boffins out there that will say otherwise. But that's how I finish my trims and door frames off when I'm doing laminate flooring. Ideally, if you are doing laminate flooring, you could trim your door frames for the laminate flooring to run underneath. But on this job, customer didn't want that, and we couldn't replace the skirting boards either. So that's why we're using the trims. I'm not gonna lie, I'm truly knackered today. I don't know why, but this is taking it out of me. Let me show you what we've done today. So we put all the Scotia beading down. That's all in, all the way. And then over here we seal that, because basically white Scotia bead against that wouldn't look nice. We're still missing some sealing because we ran out. But yeah, that's all done. And look, that's the finish there. I don't like them beads, honestly. It's only paper, so regardless how neat you try and cut it, it's never gonna cut properly. But yeah, there's a bit of a ramp on this one. We had to ramp it down a little bit, but it's not too bad. Looks all right. That's all the flooring done. Feels like I've not done much today, but I have, honestly, I have. And it's just been a nightmare of a day. The beading on this side, we done the beading there, and then we done the electric room. And just like these small little areas are the blimmin' worst, honestly. They are the worst. So we've got to do the beading there. For one or other reason, today I'm absolutely knackered. I just want to get home. Yesterday took us nearly hour and a half to get home, and we got diverted all over the show. So today probably it's going to be the same, I don't know. But yeah, see you tomorrow. We'll be back here. Good morning, another day, another dollar, as they say. I got myself a nice cookie. So, plumbing. Today we're going to do some plumbing. We are going to finish some of the Scotia beading off. Got to remove a stopcock because that's in the way, and we're going to replace it with an outside stopcock. So yeah, a bit of controversial there because some people like it, some people don't like it. But in this case, it is what it is. It needs to be done because the old stopcock just comes right out the floor where the laminate flooring is going to go, and they put it like in such an awkward place in the downstairs toilet. Yeah, it can't be there. But yeah, I got myself a cookie. Love cookies, me. It's alright. Nothing special, but it's okay. So yeah, we just stopped for coffee and for some food and for some drinks, and now we're gonna head to the job. It seems like the days just go by. You know what? Unbelievable. We had to stop at the site because basically we had to do the tiniest little bit of plasterboard so that someone can just fit a bracket to it. Took us about what? Well, how long did it take us? It took us longer getting there than doing the job, didn't it? Yeah. It's like took us maybe 20 minutes, about 20 minutes, but that's okay because I just had a chance to go and pick up some fittings that I need, some slip-on couplings. Yes, for press machine. They do come handy. We're gonna freeze the pipe instead of draining down the system in order to cut the old stop tap off and put the new one in. So we got press. See you at the job. So right, that's the culprit right there in the way. That's got to come out. So basically we're gonna take that out. We're gonna hopefully freeze it around about here, and then we're going to put an outside stopcock. I don't know about you, but breaking concrete right next to the pipe is a bit dodgy. So you got to be really careful that you don't slip and nick that pipe. Otherwise your day is just gonna go from bad to worse, and we don't want that, do we now? So we're gonna freeze it around about here. We're gonna put a jacket here, freeze it here, and then we can cut it off and use a press coupling on there going outwards. But there's the sleeve on here. We got to get this stuff off. Can you see that sleeve? Because we cannot freeze if that's on. Just get this off. I think I need to just chisel that a little bit more so it gives me a bit more space. Now what will be interesting is to see if the stopcock actually still works. That's seized. And the thing is, if I do get it open, the problem with that is it's gonna pass water, and then I'll struggle to get this freezed up. So I'm gonna leave it in place for now. But we do have to cut that pipe out, or we do have to disconnect that pipe so that we can drill through, so we can put a sleeve in before we put the 50mm pipe in, because this is a cavity wall. So I'm putting in a 22mm copper sleeve, but you don't really have to use copper. I think plastic is much better. Lime attacks copper, but it doesn't attack plastic. I see a lot of people questioning about this rapid blue stove. I tell you what, it's been great for me, but each to their own. If you want to use PTFE, you carry on doing it. So right, we're ready to freeze. The only problem is I can't open that. So I don't really know if it's actually frozen. So luck of the draw. But before I do freeze, I'm going to clean this pipe up very nicely and also get my slip coupling on there, so we get everything ready just to press, just in case it doesn't completely freeze and it's passing. I can just press it, get it over and done with. So we're going to use the Polar Commercial pipe freezing kit, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So you've got a choice of all your jackets that you're going to use. I'm going to use this one. So firstly, you want to get your jacket on there nicely, like that. And then these tighten up. And they're brilliant because they can just be reused and reused, so yeah. And then you got your scale, which tells you how much to put in. It does tell you on the tin as well, 8 to 15mm. You're looking at about 100 gram that you need, and you leave it for about 10 minutes. There is a chart with this, I don't have it now, but you're looking at roughly about 100 gram for 8 to 15mm pipe. So it tells you on the tin there. What I like about it's got this push fit nozzle, and it push fits in there as well. And then your scale goes on there, it hooks on there, and you can gauge how much you got left in your tin. So it tells you exactly how much you got left. So I'm on 300. I can open that up to deliver. Now I like to deliver it in small bursts. I don't like deliver it full. The thing I find is that if you deliver full load into there, what happens is it starts spewing out the sides because it all expands and so on. So I like to deliver a bit and then let it sort of ice up a little bit and then deliver some more fluid into it. And I find that's the way I get the best results. We want to take it to about 200. So I'm just gonna let it go now. As far as the chart, we've delivered now enough sufficient liquid to it. And you can see it cold. It's quite cold. So we're going to leave it about 10 minutes roughly for that to freeze up nicely. And then we can cut that off. I'm just going to put my slip coupling in there so it's all nice and ready. And the beauty of using the slip coupling is that I can cut it a little bit behind so that I'm not struggling between the two pipes to cut it out. I can just cut it out there, slip the coupling on and then press it because we've got enough section there to bridge both pipes. You can see the jacket is starting to form some ice crystals, so it's starting to ice up. I absolutely love this kit. Now I've had this for about 15, 16 years, something like that. I think this is the old version, which is pretty much the same as the new version from RTK's. But this is a really good kit. If you got some spare money, honestly invest in this. This has saved me out of the crap a lot of times. They're well worth having. So it's been about 10 minutes now. So let's hope that we're okay. This is quite thick copper. But yeah, that seems to be okay. So we're just gonna mark more or less center of that, where that's gonna go. Put that through, bring it up to that mark. And hope for the best, but that should be fine now. These freezing kits are really good. Once you've done your connection, just remove the freezing jacket so that can allow it to thaw better. That's about it. The thing with this is that you do get different sizes. You even get these little tiny ones, short ones for little tight spaces. They do tend to use a bit more gas because the jacket isn't that big, so the surface area which you're pumping all the gas into isn't that big. I'll tell you what, I've done some awkward freezes with these, and they work a treat. So we have confirmed that there's water passing now, and that's it. So it's all pressurized and no leaks. I don't have hessian wrap on me, but I'm gonna make the best out of a bad situation and get this wrapped, and then we can fill the section in so that the laminate flooring can go in. I know it might not be completely kosher, but it's gonna do the job. At least it's getting some form of protection on there. I think that's okay, hey? What do you think? It's not perfect, but hey, I'm far from perfect, aren't I? So I got Stan at it today. He's doing the hard work, ripping this unit out. Look, there's a pedestal, right? It's a normal basin and pedestal, and they boxed it in. Watch that. They boxed it in all like that. Do you want to see some ingenuity? And people call me. Look up, Bob. Brilliant, innit? Copper to plastic waste pipe. This is swag the pipe, heat it up, stuff the copper in it. There you go. Right, so unit is out. Stan did a good job at that. So we're gonna cut this out now. But we got your hot we can cut off and just put isolation valve there temporary, because she's gonna replace this. But you got your cold there, which we're gonna isolate over there because that cold feeds the toilet as well. Taking this out so that we can do the laminate flooring, and then whenever she gets a new basin, we'll repipe that properly. But just a word of warning, if you come across tiles like this, they do contain little quantities of asbestos. So be careful when removing them, right? You don't want to be just ripping them up and creating loads of dust and everything. They've got to be removed properly. All right, so got that ripped out. Now we can prepare this floor, screed that, and hopefully be able to do laminate flooring on here. Initially, we were just gonna screed over the pipe. We weren't gonna screed the whole floor, but actually when I took the toilet out, I found a lot of imperfections, and I decided, no, that's it. We're gonna screed as much as we need to screed in order to get the best level possible for the laminate flooring. Half an hour or so, we'll be able to lay the laminate flooring. So it's all prepped. Let's get this laminate flooring done. As I said before, small areas are the worst to do. I mean, the cuts are ridiculous, and it's very intricate, and basically it's a tight space, so it's difficult to sort of turn around and everything like that. So you've not got a good run at it. You're sort of messing about most of the time with cuts and stuff like that. But it does make it much easier having two people, one cuts and one lays, so that makes sense all day long. I think having to cut around the toilet pipe was the worst. If there's one thing I hate, is using old stuff. Honestly, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's it for this one. This was a long one. I mean, nearly half an hour video, or around about half an hour video that you enjoyed watching me doing all bits and pieces like laminate flooring, screeding and plumbing. If new to the channel, you might be wondering, what the heck am I doing? Well, that's it. I'm a multi-skilled tradesman and I do everything. I've been at it for many years and hopefully many more to come. So if you like the content, then consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. If you've not been watching my content, you might consider watching some of my other videos because it might be content that you're really interested in. But to everybody, thank you very much for all the support. Thank you for all the thumbs up and the comments. It's always great to get interaction from you guys. All the best. Have a cracking Sunday.